Yes, good morning, students. Today we will start our next chapter, chapter number 4 of geography, that is air. Students, in the previous 3 chapters, you learned about the environment inside the earth, which type of structure is found inside the earth, right? And over the surface in our changing earth chapter, right? So these chapter, the third chapter, our changing earth was related to lithosphere, right? So there are 3 domains on the earth surface: lithosphere. In the environment chapter, you learned about the 3 spheres: lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere, right? And where these 3 domains interact with each other, the life exists, and which is called biosphere, right? So in this book of our geography, we will learn about all these spheres one by one. About the lithosphere, you have read in the chapter number 3. Now this chapter will deal with the second domain of our earth, that is atmosphere, right? Because for the existence of life, all the 3 domains are essential, right? So in this chapter, we will learn about the atmosphere. What type of atmosphere does the earth have? Right? First of all, what do you mean by atmosphere? What is atmosphere? Suppose it is our earth, right? So suppose it is our earth, and this earth is surrounded by the layer of air, right? So this is surrounded by the layer of air, which is called atmosphere. Suppose this is filled with air, and this layer is known as atmosphere. The layer of air which is surrounded the earth, that is called atmosphere, right? Now this, what is the importance of atmosphere first? Why we are learning about the atmosphere? Atmosphere, as you can see, it covers the earth from all sides, right? So when the sun rays come to the earth, because sun's heat is many times more than the earth. So if there will be no atmosphere, the entire heat will reach on the earth, and the temperature of the earth will goes higher. Now what did the atmosphere do? The gases present in the atmosphere protect our earth from the sun's heat, right? So the less amount of sun heat reached on the surface of the earth. That's why the temperature of the earth is always moderate, right? A limit temperature is on the earth surface. Similarly, the heat also transmitted from the earth surface. When the earth got heated, it transmitted the heat. If all the heat will transmitted in the atmosphere or in the space, what would happen? The temperature of the earth will fall down, and our earth will become a cold body, very cold body, and it would be not protect the life, right? So the atmosphere, what did it do? It trapped this heat and maintained the temperature. So in this way, atmosphere act as a blanket. Due to the presence of atmosphere, our earth is neither too hot nor too cold. Right? So the temperature is always in sufficient amount so that the life can be exist. Otherwise, again, I am telling you that what is the importance of atmosphere? The suns have many more times heat than we are receive, right? If there is no atmosphere, the entire heat will reach on the earth surface and it will increase the temperature of earth body, which became the earth a hotter body, right, which is not tolerable to the human body. Secondly, the earth also transmitted heat during the night to the space. If the entire heat will be transmitted to the space, the temperature of the earth will be goes down and the earth will become a colder body. Too cold temperature that is not bearable by the human beings or the life, right? So everything will be in the frozen form, right? So what did the atmosphere do? It maintains a balance between the temperature. It absorbs some part of sun's heat as well as it trapped the heat from the earth's surface, right? So it acts as a blanket due to which our earth is neither too hot and nor too cold. So in short, what is atmosphere? Here we get the definition of atmosphere. It is, write down, it is an envelope of air surrounding the earth, right? So it is an envelope of air surrounding the earth, right? Secondly, it is essential to maintain the temperature on the earth. Due to the presence of atmosphere, write down these points. Due to the presence of atmosphere, our earth is neither too cold nor too neither too hot nor too cold. So it acts as a blanket. Right? You can take a screenshot or you can write down these points. Have you understood? Raise your hand if you have understood. Good. Now, we will discuss the two parts of the atmosphere. Two parts means we will discuss the atmosphere in two parts, right? First is its composition. And second is the structure. Right? Composition and structure. We will discuss the atmosphere into two parts. Now, what is the difference between the composition and the structure? Because most of the students were confused in those two concepts, right? So, what is the composition? Composition means the composed of. Composed of means like a pen. This is a pen, right? it is composed of plastic material. The material by which it is composed of, right? So this fan is composed of plastic material. So here we will discuss the material or the gases, whatever, right? Which type of material or which type of gases is found in atmosphere, by which it is composed of, right? Structure means when we look at the atmosphere, how it looks. Like a pen, we are talking about the pen, it is made up of plastic material. But when we look at this, in which form you will find it? It is in linear form, right? It is in linear form, right? Similarly, our earth, our atmosphere looks like, it looks like in different layers. As our interior of the earth is in different foliar forms, right? Concentric circles are there of different forms: core, mantle, and crust. You learned it in your second chapter. Similarly, our earth is also looked in different layered structure, right? So which type of layer, different layer is found in atmosphere, that is related to the structure. Now, don't be confused. By which material our atmosphere is formed, that is called its composition. How our atmosphere is look like, that is called its structure, right? So first of all, we will talk about the composition of the atmosphere. Composition of atmosphere. Actually, our atmosphere is composed of different gases, right? Different type of gases are there in atmosphere. There is also a similar phenomenon like inside the earth. There is a different layers, and you read that the material, the dense material is found in the core, the less dense found in the mantle, and the lesser dense material found in the crust, right? So there is a difference between the density. Here is the same procedure is in the atmosphere. The high dense gas are found near the earth. After that, there is a lightweight gases, and after that, there is a lighter gases, right? So gases are also settled down according to the density, right? So remember it, our earth is in layered structure from the top to bottom, from atmosphere to the inside. And the same phenomena occurs, the less dense material will be in the upper layers, and the high dense material or gases will be found in the interior air. So here is a different type of gases like nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, argon, hydrogen, helium, helium, and many more gases in small amounts, right? Now, what is the proportion of these gases? Nitrogen is the most dense gases, and it is the maximum portion. It contains the maximum portion of the atmosphere, which is 78%. Right? So 78% air is nitrogen within the atmosphere. After this, there is the second maximum gas is oxygen, which consists 21% of the entire atmosphere. Right? So here the two important gases are nitrogen and oxygen, which consists 99% of the atmosphere. How much remaining? Only 1%. And this 1% is distributed among all the gases: carbon dioxide, argon, hydrogen, helium, carbon monoxide, etc. Right? So second number is 0.03%. This part, that is CO2, which is only 0.03%. Right? After that, argon, this part, argon, which consists 0.93%, and rest of the part consists all other gases, and it constitute only 0.04%, included all other gases. Right? So it is the composition of atmosphere. Atmosphere is composed of different gases. These different gases include nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, argon, hydrogen, helium, and some other gases also. Right? There is a major proportion consists by the nitrogen and oxygen. Nitrogen is in 78% proportion and oxygen is in 21% proportion. So the two major gases which constitute more major portion of the atmosphere are nitrogen and oxygen, and it consists 99% of the atmosphere. The remaining 1% include carbon dioxide, argon, hydrogen, and helium, and other gases. Right? Among these gases, the CO2, carbon dioxide, is most important, which constitutes 0.03% of the atmosphere. The second is argon, which constitutes 0.93%, and the other remaining 0.04% is constituted by the other gases of the atmosphere. This is the proportion by which the gases are settled in the atmosphere. Now, atmosphere is not only the mixture of gases. Different type of gases is found in the atmosphere, but not only the gases. There are some other things also found in the atmosphere, which by which our atmosphere is composed of, and most important for the atmosphere. What are these? Along with these gases, atmosphere have some dust particles and water vapors also. Right? Now you can understand that atmosphere is a mixture of different gases as well as the dust particle and water vapor. Now one by one we will consider on the different type of gases, why they are important for us, and what is the importance of dust particles and the water vapors. Now first come to the gases. As I told you, the nitrogen consists the major proportion of the atmosphere. What is the importance of nitrogen first? The first gas is nitrogen, which constitutes 78% of the atmosphere. right? When we inhale means when we breathe, took breath, then we inhale some portion of nitrogen, human beings, right? But it is in very small proportion. The maximum nitrogen in the gaseous form could not be take off, right? The plants, what did the plants do? One minute, beta. What did the plants do? Plants, nitrogen is very essential for the plants, but plants could not take this nitrogen in its gaseous form, right? So when the nitrogen mixed with soil, the bacteria in soil change the nitrogen into nitrates, right? There are some bacteria in the soil which change the nitrogen into nitrates, and that is absorbed by the plants, right? Which is very essential for the plants. So again, when there is some other bacteria which convert nitrate into nitrogen, and it again mixed in the atmosphere, right? So there are some bacteria which change the nitrogen into nitrates, and then the plant absorb the nitrogen in nitrates forms, and that is very essential for the growth of plants, right? Human beings inhale nitrogen into very small amount. The other gas, the second gas is oxygen. Oxygen is also called life-giving gas. Second is oxygen, and it is of 21%. It is also known as life-giving gas. Why? Because for the survival of living beings, for the human beings, animals, this is very essential, because when we took breath, when we inhale oxygen, right? And when we exhale CO2, carbon dioxide, right? So similarly, when the plants, what did the plants do? They inhale, we can say, they took CO2 and they took out, breath out oxygen. So it maintains a balance of oxygen, right? Second benefit of the oxygen is it helps in burning. It helps in burning. There is a firing process in any at a large amount or a small amount, even your gas is burned up. Why it is burned up? It is due to the presence of oxygen. If there is no oxygen, there will be no burning process. There will be no firing, right? So oxygen is the second important gas for the survival of human beings, right? So oxygen is produced by the green plants during the photosynthesis process, where they took the CO2 and they exit the O2, right? So if we cut the trees, no doubt, if we cut the trees, the amount of oxygen will be reduced. Now these days there is a shortage of oxygen due to the pandemic and for the other reasons. Why? What is the reason behind it? Because we are cutting the trees frequently. That's why there is less amount of natural oxygen. That's why we have to produce the oxygen artificially, right? So we have to plant the trees to maintain the balance between the carbon dioxide and the oxygen. Third is of carbon dioxide, which is very important gas. The third is CO2, carbon dioxide. What is the importance of carbon dioxide? For the plants, it is essential for the photosynthesis process by which the tree plants prepare their food, right? So to prepare the food, it is very essential for the plants, right? In the presence of sunlight and CO2, the plants prepare their food. So this is very essential for the growing of plants, right? When the photosynthesis process is going on, the green plants released oxygen. Same point aa gaya, right? Which is essential for the human beings and animals. First important is this. This is essential for plants. Second, what is the benefit of carbon dioxide? It maintains the balance of heat. It maintains the balance of heat. What did it do? Carbon dioxide, when first is greenhouse effect. It is also essential for the greenhouse effect. What do you mean by greenhouse effect? Carbon dioxide and the other gases like argon and carbon monoxide, they absorb the sun's heat. They absorb the sun's heat and trapped heat by the earth. That's why the amount of sun heat, entire amount of sun heat could not be reached at the surface, and the entire amount of trapped transferred heat could not be transmitted into the space by the earth. So they maintain the balance. But if the amount of CO2, like in the present is the amount of CO2, which is only 0.03%, if the amount of CO2 increases, it increases because it absorbs the heat, so the heat will be higher. Means the temperature will be higher. Now you are able to understand why we said that there must be plantation, there should be pollution-free environment, because the smoke generated by the factories and dust, all these create the CO2. Amount of CO2 increased in the atmosphere. If the amount of CO2 will be increased, it will absorb the more and more heat, and it will create the earth more heat up, and the temperature of the earth will goes higher. Now what would will happen if the temperature of the earth will be higher? What will be the consequences of high temperature of the earth, right? Due to the high temperature, firstly, glacier will melt. The glacier in the hilly region, they will melt due to the high temperature. When the glacier will melt, the water amount in river will be high, right? Because there are some rainfall water, there are some ice water. Even now glacier is also melting, so they will convert into the water, and the river will contain more and more water. When the water is in excessive form, they will create the flood. When the flood will come, the surrounding area will merge into water. Right? So there will be less possibility of life. Right? So these are the consequences of the increasing amount of CO2 in the atmosphere. When the CO2 increases, the temperature of the earth will goes higher. The temperature, if the temperature of the earth will be higher, the glacier will melt. When the glacier will melt, it will lead to the higher amount of water in the river, by which the floods occurred and the water entered into the surrounding areas, and the entire area will merge into the water, and there will be no life in that areas. Right? So to maintain the balance between the oxygen and carbon dioxide, it is essential to plant the trees. Right? Oxygen is also found in ozone form. What is the importance of ozone? It protects us from sun's UV rays, which can cause the harmful diseases like cancer and other diseases in human bodies. So ozone layer protects us from the sun's UV rays, which is found in the atmosphere. Have you understood the composition? Now this, what is the importance of dust particles? Fifth is dust particles and water vapor. When the water bodies heat up, they convert into the water vapors, and these water vapors condense around the dust particles present in the atmosphere. Right? So, suppose this is the dust particle. These water vapors can begin to condense around these dust particles. When it condensed, it brings rainfall. Right? First importance is this. Second, you can see the different color of the sky during the morning and the evening. Right? So orange color of the sky is due to the presence of dust particles, which is a very pleasant phenomena during the sunshine and the sunset. Right? So all these are due to the presence of dust particles and water vapor. Dust particles provide the base of condensation for that water vapor, and due to which the rainfall occurred and that filled the water bodies. Now, if you have any doubt regarding the composition of the atmosphere, you can raise your hand. If any student have, yes, Muskan, unmute yourself, beta. Yes, Muskan. We included things our atmosphere is composed of, right?